right, beginner Tai Chi, let's begin.
About a finger in the door.
Thank you, sir. About to third degree black sash, advanced students, beginner students, anyone else watching the live stream now or later. Let's begin with some deep breath, relaxation to start. Separate the feet comfortably. Press gently with the hands on your low abdomen, just around or just below the navel. Allow your eyes to close and focus on the breath. Breathe in through the nose and breathe out through the nose as well. Feel your lower abdomen expand on each inhale. Feel it go back in like a balloon with the air released from it on each exhale. Keep breathing like that and begin to imagine a cascade of relaxation that flows down your body, beginning at the top of the head, going down to the bottoms of the feet. Relax, face, jaw. Release tension from the neck, from the upper back and chest. Relax shoulders, arms, and hands. Let go of any tension in the stomach and the low back. Really relax through the waist, through the hips, through the thighs and backs of the legs. Breathe and feel the cascade continue. Let your knees soften. Relax your calves, ankles, and feet. And although the feet remain relaxed on the floor, if your body happens to sway a little bit above the feet, that's okay. And with your next exhale, just lower the hands and open the eyes to release. And let's do a little bit of embracing horse. We'll do about 3 minutes today. Separate your feet to shoulder width, toes in, knees out, in, round through the body, sink down. Feel your weight even between the 2 feet, but concentrated in the heels and outside edges of the feet. Do your best to maintain that relaxed sort of state of body and mind from just before. Allow your eyes to feel sleepy, chin slightly tucked, gaze falling, going between the hands and kind of landing on the floor a few squares in front. release by straightening the legs, lowering the hands. Circle the arms up, breathe in. Push palms down, breathe out. Okay, so I think we'll switch the format up a little bit today because of who's in the room. Got good leadership, and no one's in the room's first time through. If you're watching this later and it is your first time through and you're confused, don't worry. When you get back in class, or even next class will be more familiar format. Just follow, go back to copying the feet if you get frustrated or lost. Just copy the feet and do as much as you can. So we'll start by running the whole thing. So we'll do the whole first section continuously. Thanks, sir. Start from that sense of kind of balance, neutralness, weight even between the feet, hands relaxed by the sides. I'll say the names and let's just stand back as we move. Step left. Step up. Commencement. Ward off right. Ward off right. Ward off left. Ward off left. Ward off right. Take care of all your shifting and turning. Get your feet right. Pull back and press. Pull back and press. Push. Single lift. Lift hands. Strike with shoulder. White crane spreads wings. Brush knee push one. Playing guitar one. Brush knee push two. Brush knee push three. Brush knee push four. Playing guitar two. Brush knee push five. Hidden hand punch. Withdraw and push. Cross hands. Keep together. Okay, very good. So we can either take a look at a move. I think we're warmed up enough. We can either take one of those moves, just pick any of them, and take a more in detail look at it, or I can watch you guys run it again, and then I'll pick one. Do you have a move? It's really Ms. Burns' class. Do you have a move?
Smoothing out the hidden hand punch.
Ah, smoothing out the hidden hand punch, an advanced beginner topic. I like it. Okay, so in order for live stream viewers, what I'm going to do is first I'm going to teach that move as if it was the first class. We'll do it a little bit, and then we'll talk about how to make it more smooth. And can I ask, are you talking about like that really continuous one where parts seem to fall
just
away?
I want to break it up, but I know it's not, so just.
Okay, yeah, very good. All right, so yeah, let's do it, the broken apart version for a little while, and then we'll switch gears and we'll get the smoothness out of it. So to do a good brush, to do a good hidden hand punch, you want to start from a good brush knee push. So double dragon's foot placement. Go to your shoulder width distance. You'll turn your right toes out 45 degrees. Step your left foot straight forward. Shift forward into that small lunge. If you remember from the Nakung unit, it's very similar to your double dragon's posture. 60% of the weight on the front, back leg fairly straight, front leg bent. And then have your left hand down by your knee and your right hand out in front. Will be basically in front of your sit. So, as has been alluded to, this is a very broken apart version of a move that will smooth out a lot. And they all do somewhat, but this one in particular is a little perplexing in what it becomes from where it begins. But here's the broken apart version. First, you shift back, make a fist in the right hand, and you lean forward slightly. You'll feel the hips go back, a little tuck hold kind of thing happens. Turn to the left and pivot on the heel. And if you're not used to turning with your whole body, see if you can get that turn to just feel like the whole body. Watch out for collapsing the right knee, keep the right knee out. Shift to the left, release the right heel, and step in. Remember your step test for balance. And step out to a T. Other postures, it's always toes forward, or often toes forward. Here, if I slid my right foot back to my left, it would make a T right in the middle of the foot. So you step out to a T. Heel toe. Shift to the right, turn to the left, lift the hands, and they also make a T. And this is part of the weirdness that it gets smoothed over and disappears, but you want to do it at first. Turn to the right, and in turning, release the left knee. Step in. Step back to your double dragon's foot placement. And shift forward, kind of turning the hips a little bit to punch. And not overturning, but just turning from your right, basically back forward. Okay, release. Let's do that 2 more times together. Okay. Thank you. Shift back, make fist in the right hand, lean forward. Turn to the left, pivot on the heel. Shift to your left, release the right heel, and step in. Step out to a T, heel toe. Shift to your right, turn to your left, lift the hands, make a T. And your left palm will be facing out, right in, I can say that before. Turn to the right, release the left heel. Step in, step out, heel toe. Shift, punch. Oh, and I forgot to mention at the end, punch is vertical where the fist hasn't turned over yet, so the knuckles look stacked on top of each other from the front, and the left hand is just above the right elbow. Okay, let's do it one more time. Again, shift back, lean forward, make the fist in the right hand. Turn to the left, pivot on the heel. Shift to the left, release the right heel, step in, step out to your T. Shift to the right, turn to the left, lift the hands. Turn to the right, release the left heel, step in and out, and shift forward. Oh, cool. So let's keep it beginner instruction level for just a little more. I'm going to flip it and get closer to the camera, so I know that won't confuse anyone in here. And the only people who may watch this might be good. Okay, so. One more time. A little less stopping, but still the broken down version. Okay. Any questions over that version of it, or is that pretty much how you understand it? Cool. If you're a beginner watching this for the first time, I guess the main thing, it's in kind of the thing I always say, but watch out for shifting back, leaning back. Watch out for these toes not turning out enough. I can't think of any other common pitfalls right now, so it's just complicated in what it kind of goes this way and that, but it's nothing too crazy. All right, so let's do this. Try the hidden hand punch on your own just a couple times. Let me see how it looks right now, and then we'll talk about smoothing it out after that. Thank you, sir. Try it like 3 times. Any other questions, comments, suggestions about that move in particular? It really feels like it's going straight, but it's kind of you're kind of low, and it has that sort of uprooting feeling in the body, so it ends up kind of traveling up with you. But I don't feel like I'm uppercutting or anything like that. Right? Yeah. No. And when we do the application, they're so close to you that if you actually, this would be like inside their body, right? Their ribs are like about here, so it's a real short range punch. So in the application, it doesn't fully extend. Does that make sense? That's your question. Okay. All right. So let's talk about making this move more advanced in making it continuous and sort of fulfilling that idea of Tai Chi, where when one part moves, all the parts moves. When one part moves, all the parts move. When one part is still, all the parts are still, which we don't have here, right? So here we are, the arms are just, and the arms are, right? You can feel a little robotic in the arms. So just watch one more time, and I'm going to smooth it out a bit. Not 100%, but I'm going to turn it around to the right orientation. Smoothing it out a lot, to be honest, but almost too much. But maybe one more up here. So, what do you see, or what are you wondering about?
I think what helps me is your eyes are following your shits, whereas where it's broken up, you break that connection.
Yeah.
And that, because it's just so minor.
Yeah. Yes, ma'am. Very good. The eye spirit's a big part of it. So if you're, if I'm attacking towards the camera, when I'm doing the move as learned as a beginner, there's this point where I'm completely taking my eyes off my opponent, and that feels, if you have any martial arts experience, that feels weird.
That's why that throws me off with
Yeah. So I'm sorry if I'm lecturing too much. Don't stand around too long. But the reason we do that is when you're first learning Tai Chi, it's very important to build in the habit of turning the body certain ways at certain times. And so right here, when I'm stepping and shifting to the right, it's counterintuitive to really get my body to turn to the left. And so that's why we look that way, is to get the hands in the right place, to get the body to turn. Whereas, if I'm doing it more smoothly, I might start to turn that way, but I'm already kind of going the other way by that point. Does that make sense? All right, so practice a little more, try to smooth it out, and I'll sort of try to help you with the details of how that works. Action. Yes. Does that feel more like a move?
yes.
Less like a...
Because everything just moves, everything's constantly moving.
Yeah.
So we get to that part where it's like,
Yeah, it feels like it gets stuck all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Yep. Try a couple more times. Then it starts, the balance starts to get play with it a little bit. It's good. And just started to put you on the spot on the way out. You know where these were found?
I do. So they were tucked in some tiny box in the pro shop, like underneath a bunch of stuff. So
Awesome.
Master Gohring asked me, does anyone notice the little dudes back?
That's right.
I know. I started to commencement. Good night, sir.
You too, man.
Good night.
Yeah, right. Neither one of us had seen them since the move, and independently in consecutive classes, we both looked for them during class time. Maybe was there for both of them. Forget it. can say from the right hip as well.
Okay.
Yeah, the right leg connected to the right hip, there's a lot of it. Yeah, you can feel, yeah, you can feel that connection, that's good.
So this kind of disappears, this just kind of turns into, like, you don't really, do you really go that high all the time down here, or is it just?
You do, but it, have you ever talked about counter rotation before? This idea where one part of the body, like say my waist is turning one way while my upper body is turning another way, and the motion will sort of disappear visually. So what?
Yeah, yeah, I definitely feel the turn, but I just feel like my arm's not going that high.
Oh, okay.
That's what.
Yeah, and since you're not so far away from it, it might not. Yeah, it might seem like it's not as high, but you do want it to come up here still to where it can deflect down. Is that what you were asking? Yeah.
Yeah, I noticed that I wasn't getting like quite up here.
Yeah.
So I was still turning to get.
Yeah. Yeah, what you want to feel in the waist is, you feel it start to twist to the left, and then once you feel stable on the left, you're going to feel the upper body turn even more to the left while you start to step to the right. So that turning more to the left while you're stepping to the right is where some of the disappearing happens. And then moreover, then once you start turning to the right, well, that doesn't really disappear as much, but in Tai Chi, you always want to be basically rooted on one leg or the other before you're doing any kind of turning. So the only thing is you want to watch out for uprooting yourself there, right? See how it's like not balanced in that case? Yeah. So you want to feel rooted here, then you're stepping, then you're going. Any questions on that? Lots of lecture. What's that? It's the old name, step forward, deflect downward, intercept, and punch. That's the application. So if we were imagining Mr. Haley would come at me with a right punch, and basically I'm going to meet it here, deflect it downward, intercept the elbow, and punch to the ribs. We'd be closer. Good. It would be work without touching you. Thank you, sir.
I meant the whole application thing. I saw it on the video.
Yeah.
It's not safe.
Yeah. It's hard enough to do applications without touching. It's even harder over the web. And yeah.
I just want to do the 3D and turn them around.
Yeah, oh, right. Have a little virtual model of it. Yeah. Someday we'll hopefully we'll have a vaccine before we have that. All right. So if you're watching and hope this was beneficial to you, we don't always have to go in order. It's good to just pick a move and just go deep into it sometimes, even if it's one you already know, and just get better at it. So we've got a couple minutes left, and we got good leadership. Any other questions or comments from you guys?
I'm always comfortable with side control.
Oh, really?
My left foot, I have to adjust it, but I see everybody else does it.
I don't know if we have enough time to go too deep into another move. Let's do this. Let's just for a couple. Why don't you watch me do strike the shoulder one time, and then So here you are from the hands. Left foot doesn't move. Step straight into a line. Shift forward. Left foot doesn't move. So it might be something. It might be extra. It might not be a new thing you need to learn.
Might be how I'm getting into that position.
Yeah. Oh, so by the way, yeah, if you go back to lift hands and your toes too forward, then when you step forward, it'll be too forward. Yeah. Any comments, Mr. Haley? Cool. All right. Let's do this. Let's go from hidden hand punch to the end of the form, and we'll just run those moves from hidden hand punch to cross hands feet together. All right. I think there's like a cool down, do your breath, and also just lock in whatever you picked up and begin. Just move together, no names. Basic turn. Follow the 5 parts: faith, respect, perseverance, patience, and humility.
About a senior head instructor.
Thank you, sir. About a third degree black sash, advanced students, beginner students, intermediates if you're out there. Basic training, mister.